BSO kinfolk. Here we have it once again on the Chitlin circuit. I'm going to evoke a quote from the great MC Shan. You love to hear the story again and again, how it all got started way back when. We got Kendra G on the Hot and Bothered podcast, hosted by, of all people, Melyssa Ford. So she's going to retell the story again. Her in her dynamic duo of delusion. We'll pick up the cliff notes courtesy of our friend Kennard, who recommended we cover this. So we got the queen here. We're going to get right into it.
All right, let's be honest. In a world full of bad dating advice, ghosting professionals, and trust the process frauds, somebody had to bring a little truth back to the timeline. My guest today is a woman who's turned matchmaking into must-see TV and spun singlehood into a cultural conversation and somehow manages to be hilarious and honest all at the same time. Media personality, digital matchmaker, and the queen of You're Doing Too Much herself, Kendra G. Whether she's checking someone's delusional dating standards or reminding us that being single is not a personality flaw, Kendra has built an entire platform on self-awareness, accountability, and unapologetic honesty. Today, we're getting into love, self-worth, soft life versus hard standards, and all the messy, beautiful truths in between. So get comfortable because this conversation might drag you a little from love, of course. Let's get into it. I'm interested to know, is there any of Kevin's philosophies that you found yourself agreeing with?
Yeah. I think even when I went on his show, I said there were things that I agree with. The one thing I agree with the most is I think that a lot of women have not dealt with a lot of men with money. And when I was watching the show, I was like, you guys keep putting the money at the top of the list. Men with money at times can be the worst. They can be so disrespectful. I'm like, y'all not really about that life that you think you are. Even if my man has money, I gotta have money. So now I can know that I'm with you because I want to be with you, not because I have no choice.
No, let me correct you. That should be every woman's story.
Well, that's not every woman's story.
I know it's not, and that's unfortunate. It should be every woman's story.
We've been sold marriage. Yeah. Right? Like it was like, go to college, find a husband, have kids, happily ever after. First of all, and I know there are many people who are happily married, would not change that dynamic at all. Then there are some people who bought the dream and now are living a nightmare.
I'm so excited. Forget the formalities. Okay.
This podcast, Chitlin Circuit, is a nightmare.
Thank you. I was just about to say, I'm living a damn nightmare. Living to rehash the same garbage all over again with a new guy. And what makes it even worse is our host here, the host of this debauchery over here, Melyssa Ford. Nobody
I didn't
cares.
even know she had a podcast, but apparently she do. So who is out here listening to Melyssa Ford? I don't know. But anyways, Kendra, I mean, y'all heard the intro. I wanted y'all to hear that intro. She's a digital matchmaker now. All of a sudden, you know, every time she goes to the different podcasts, she got like different titles. Like one was she was a relationship expert. Now she's a digital matchmaker. She's a media dating personality. Like, come on now. Like at this point, you're a social media content creator. Like
pretty much.
Just go ahead and say that.
Yeah, but she likes to think she's a woman of many wigs. So I guess she takes that to heart.
Yeah. And then the part about, you know, she's in a world of bad dating advice. She's giving out the bad dating advice. She's holding people accountable. She's bringing self-awareness. Like, who wrote this? When people have like delusional dating standards, like she's not holding them accountable.
It'd be no show if she was. There would be no show.
I don't know who wrote that intro for her. Maybe she put that in Chat GPT. Make me sound great.
Yeah.
Make me sound like I'm really doing something.
Right. Self-aggrandizing. That's Kendra's MO right there. She love to hear herself talk about herself too. At that. This is what the circuit is about.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna get into it. She's going to talk about herself yet again. So let's get to it.
it was just time for a change. And I remember I prayed, and I had no idea it would be this, but when I prayed, I was like, God, I need a new career, but I want something I can do until I die. Like I want this, my next chapter to be something I can do until I'm with you and Jesus. Okay. And love will never go out of style. I'm going to be in business until AI humans. AI humans are coming, but I think I'll be in the sky before we get AI humans, but they're coming. People will be in AI relationships.
Let me ask you about.
Can somebody explain what an AI human is? Is it Alejandro? Is he an AI human?
Right.
Y'all, we was playing around when we said he was AI, but he may be one of them AI humans. Kendra might have the first AI human. That was a hologram we may have saw.
This is some John Carpenter Terminator type ish going on out here. We threw skin on an Android, and it's an AI human.
T1000. Like,
listen, man, you're an AI or you're a human. There's no AI humans. What are we gonna slice?
I just saw a show where it had augmented humans, but
See,
he wasn't
those
AI.
are like boosted, like you got like prosthetic legs and powers.
Well, he had like a computer, like basically he was a computer. So, but he was still a human. He had human functions and all of that, but his brain was like a computer. So maybe she's talking about that. I don't
know. This is about the third time I heard her say something stupid like that. You mean humans gonna start sticking it to the AIs, to the bots? AI humans? That doesn't make any sense. And one more thing about this. I never claimed to be the most religious of the show. We know who to go to for the scripture and the word. And it ain't me. But I swear she got the most in-depth, detailed prayers I've ever heard in my life. Like, do y'all pray like that? Excuse me, not y'all. I'm not gonna put it on y'all. But that's how people pray. I pray for the overall, for the strength, the patience, things of that nature, the things you need, like the fundamentals to carry on. It's got to be a job in this area, and I got to be able to do this. Like that sounds. He's not a genie. He's not a genie.
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
I'll share how I pray.
Okay.
Most of the time, let's say 9 times out of 10, my daily prayer is just thanking God for what He has blessed me with before I even ask for something. Like,
it's beautiful.
So 9 times out of 10, I'm just thanking God. Maybe I'll ask for something here and there, but it's more about trusting Him and just like I already know He's gonna work it out however He's gonna work it out. So I'm just thanking Him. I know He's gonna work it out. So fully trusting in God and being grateful.
Right. This sounds crazy to me. I don't know. Like, come on, man. Goddamn Smurfette. Let us continue.
The whole nomadic experience, how transitional it is to kind of like exist in this business. Do you have kids?
I don't. Oh, yeah.
So was that a choice, or did that just kind of like become a, I guess just an extension or just a happenstance of
I'm so happy
of your career goals?
Right. I'm so happy you asked that question. What I was recognizing, one thing about me and not having kids, I can be selfish, right? I could speak my mind. If something doesn't work,
the other way around.
Find another job,
selfish. That's why you don't have kids.
And I remember one time I got a job in Atlanta, but before I got the job, I had to live with one of my friends until I got the full-time job. And I was thinking, like, if I had a child, my career would have ended a long time ago because I wouldn't have had the luxury of moving every 4 years to a new city. So I didn't want to set myself up in a position where I had to be locked in and like, what if this job doesn't want me and now I got to find something else? Like, what do I do? Because I also feel like when you become a mom, it's a very you're not important. You're important, but you're not first. Like,
no, of course, it's the definition of selfless.
Yes.
Your child comes first. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I felt like I didn't want to do that. I wasn't set up to do that. And I knew my career was very unstable because that's just how radio works. So I was very keen on, no, I'm not having a child. And even if I linked with a husband or a man and he had money, this is just the way I'm wired. I would still want to have money just in case.
Always got to have your Vex money.
I'm like,
always.
This is
Kendra, we talking about you having kids, not money. Like, dang, that's all she think about with that tight headband on that wig. All she think about is how to make a coin. Like, okay, we get that, but we talking about why you didn't have no kids. Was that a choice? Was that no kids by choice, or you just didn't find a man to have kids with? What is it, Kendra? She said if she would have had kids, she wouldn't have had the luxury of moving every 4 years. You got fired and had to move every 4 years for a new job to see what city, what radio station in what city would hire you. So you couldn't just pick up your kids and, hey, mommy got a new job in Philadelphia. We got to go. But mommy, I just made friends. What am I going to tell Timmy? What I'm going to tell all of my friends? I don't care. I got to go. And I got to have my career. Mama got to
have a life too. Oh, Lord. Hey, but did y'all slick here? Oh, that's how radio works. Nonsense.
That's how her career worked.
Funk Flex been on the radio since 91 in one station. So if you wanted to put your roots somewhere, Cosmic Cab in Philly and a bunch of other places, other radio DJs and other places have put their roots down and settled and been there 10, 15, 20 years. No, you just bad. You weren't good at it. That's why you got fired. It's cool. Like, I just wasn't good. Like, you were average at best. No pun intended. Like, so don't try to put it on the radio. Oh, this is how radio works. No, this is just how your career went. Let us continue.
And
your
listen,
own account.
This is not every woman's story, and I respect it, but this is Kendra's story. Even if my man has money, I got to have money just in case. So now I can know that I'm with you because I want to be with you, not because I have no choice.
No, let me correct you. That should be every woman's story.
Well, that's not every woman's story.
I know it's not, and that's unfortunate. It should be every woman's story. Every woman should have the benefit of having finances to where she's in a marriage because she wants to be there, a situation because she wants to be there, and not because she's held there by way of the fact that he's the breadwinner. I mean, I'm
on the, you know what? Me and you are wired fairly similar. So that's how we are wired. But one thing about my show, it has made me very open to the world. Mm-hmm. Like last year we said I interviewed 15,000 people. Now it's probably at least 18,000 people, mm-hmm. right? So when you interview that many people, you get different walks of life.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is everybody's walk of life is different. And it taught me to not be as judgmental. So the only thing that I say to that, I can understand if a woman is a house mom or housewife, and then all her job was to have the kids, like she had kids and she didn't work. Oh, she gets divorced. Okay, I'm not mad at her because she didn't work.
It would be great if she could trust that situation. It would be great if she could trust that, okay, we're married.
So you don't think every housewife should have like a side job?
Vex money, okay?
Vex money.
West Indians will understand.
Okay, what is Vex money?
Vex money means
let me explain it.
You have money that if everything goes wrong, you can pick up and you can leave and you can.
My grandmother called it mad money. Same difference. She never heard this before. See, Kendra, I don't know what bubble that she grew up in and where she from? Asbury, Connecticut, some fucking way. I don't know. But with Vex money or mad money is if anything go wrong, if anybody get upset, you, me, him, her, them, they, I could get back to where I'm going. You don't go nowhere depending on somebody else's pocket. You always got your own little scratch to get wherever you need to go. Even if somebody said, I got you, I'll console on me and all that. You never know what could take place in between. You got your way back home to the crib and all that. Woo. That's what my grandmother taught my aunts and my moms and so forth and all on down to them. Mad money, same different. The sad thing is Melyssa Ford is the one with some sense in some things. She got a little sense here and Kendra got a little sense here. But if you put them both together, they might be talking about something. Just two bird brains, man. Oh, God. Let's continue, please. I'm getting a headache.
you can take care of yourself. And that's usually like if you're, our moms used to tell us this, like going out on a date, make sure you have your Vex money in your pocket just in case he tries something or pisses you off to where you can get up and leave and don't have to rely on him to take you home or whatever the case is. That's what Vex money is. But just I'm talking about like long-term, like a level of, your own sense of stability, because there is something called financial abuse.
No, absolutely. I agree with you 10,000%.
The worst, I have had sorry to cut you, I've had a girlfriend who was the housewife and had the kid and the marriage, ended. And she, in those years, had no skills developed. When she was left on her own, she was left on her own without any.
She didn't get money?
No.
How?
Child, don't get me started on that whole.
Wait, she was married, and when she left, she still didn't get money?
No.
I see. Now that's where I'm a believer in,
and
sometimes men get mad at me, but I'm a believer in if he doesn't give money willingly, you put him on child support. Now if a man is showing up for you and he's giving money and he's supporting you and you can rely on him, then there's no need. You don't got to go to the courts, because really child support is set up for the case when he's not helping you out financially. I'm a product of a two financial household. My father was very financially and like supportive and financially supportive in my life, which allowed me to have opportunities that when I was growing up, I saw my other friends couldn't have because they only had a one support income, right? So I don't know how that happened, child.
So you did a two-parent household, but you had two incomes. So your mama had a job and your daddy had a job, and they lived in their respective own places, and you saw your daddy on the weekend type thing, and he was paying for everything.
And moreover, they had the money to send your little ditzy ass to a school that you probably couldn't get into otherwise.
Right.
That's what happened. Right. That's how you got your grade. Now I see how you passed. They paid your way through school, you little.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Everything on the spot. Everything on the show.
Okay.
I'm just gonna skate right over that.
So that's why you're very passionate. And that was my story. I won't set myself up without having some type of money.
So let me ask you, since you've interviewed over 18,000 people looking for love, dating, what's the biggest misconception people have about dating in the digital age? Child, I have been on these dating apps. Okay. When Tinder first, we
gotta be on the Kendra G singles dating app now, but I'll let you finish.
So
back in sell Melyssa Ford on the app.
I got on Tinder.
Why is she laughing like so painfully? Like this, whatever get up she got on is too tight. Like,
she fake. They having a one of them hyena moments, like they really like arguing but laughing at the same time. One of them kind of situations, like they trying to outdo each other to a certain extent.
I can't. Let's skip ahead because this is painful. Let's get into her talking about Kevin Samuels. She loves to talk about this man. R.I.P. to the Godfather. Can she let that man rest in peace?
Okay, so since we're talking about high value, you have a declaration that you want to make right now, and that is because I told her that one of my questions was going to be, so Kevin Samuels considers you his nemesis, right?
Right. I love your producer team because they sent me some of the questions in advance, and I saw his name, and I said, you know what, Melyssa, hot and bothered, is getting the last question, the last time to ever ask me about Kevin Samuels. This will be the last time I will ever talk about Kevin Samuels. I will not answer any more interview questions about Kevin Samuels. May he rest in peace. I always say this, when I started my show in April, since it's the very last time, if you don't know the backstory, I started my single show April 2020, and I was on Instagram. Kevin Samuels had a video that had average at best that went viral in November of 2020, but he was more on YouTube. He didn't have an Instagram presence at this time, but that clip made it to Instagram. So everybody was like, who's this guy? So then he started to do lives on IG, and he's a culture phenomenon. Like he had it. as in, I'll definitely give him that. No man has been able to do what he's done since, right? You know, may he rest in peace. And I think there's a lot of guys that wish they can have women call them up and they would talk to them. No guy has been able to do that yet, and probably never will.
I can't. It's like she's trying to give him his praise, but then in order to give Kevin Samuels his praise, she got to down all other male podcasters as well. Like, come on now. Like, I can't.
And I don't think that there's other men that, you know, feel that they can't do that. They don't care to do it. Like, they don't want to take those arrows like that. Somebody who knew Kev said that he didn't even want to do that. Like, that wasn't even the way that he wanted to approach it. But when he saw the impact, he kept it going like that. Like, he didn't come in with an objective. That wasn't his goal like that. So it's funny, like, she wants somebody to piggyback off of what he did, but he didn't even want to do that. It's funny. Like, y'all don't listen. Like, y'all took the clips. We know people personally who said, I don't know if we said this on the show before, but one of our people, she said, she came in and she said, I hate Kevin Samuels, that motherfucker, so-and-so, this and that, whoop, by that motherfucker. I hope, I'm glad he died. And we said, well, damn, did you ever hear him? And she said, nah, I never even heard anything he said. So that just tell you right there, like, they ain't even, just the fact that you spoke out,
Yeah.
you know, said they hate him. Mm-hmm.
And let me say this, when he passed, I had posted on my personal Facebook, you know, RIP to the Godfather. Like, he's like a godfather that I never had. I never had a godfather. But to give you that, you know, that male wisdom and things like that. So I had a coworker she said something real snarky like, rest in peace, your godfather. Ma'am.
What's all that for?
Yeah, what is all that for? You know, rest in peace, your uncle or something. Like, she didn't even really read what I had said, but it was just something funny and snarky. I was like, okay, because I was confused for a second, like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my post. Okay, you saw my post.
Hey, what?
Okay.
That man,
Whatever.
he took the arrows. But it's cool. You know, again, I don't think people want to repeat that. I don't think brothers really want to repeat that and interact with y'all. And, you know, when we sat back and done, we said, just let them talk. And then here we have it. Now, look at you. You done talked yourself. You've exposed yourself to the world. We don't have to say anything. We can just watch the flames like this. Quick moment aside, BSO kinfolk, while we handle our Membership Monday. First up, we have From Downtown, 296, 11 months at the fan level. Next up, Remington Girl, 7 months at the fan level. Ivan Barnes, 6 months at the fan level. Stanley School 2012, 6 months at the fan level. Dominique Miles, 2 months at the fan level. Glass, 2 months at the fan level. Charles Indig, 1 month at the supporter level. Germany Harris, 1 month at the fan level. And welcome to our newest member, Jafari the Finest, or JTF. He's our newest member. We'd like to thank everybody for participating in the membership program. Don't forget to opt in so you can be shouted out on Membership Monday. Now, back to the video.
The only thing I disagree, this is the part I want to say. So when he got to IG, we have a DM conversation because I was like, hey, I want you to come on my show to give your perspective. Because by this time I'm like 6 months into my single show. And then he just got so massive. Like I still have the DMs, but we couldn't get the schedule together. And then finally I ended up going on his show, which was a tragedy. It was
steamrolled.
I would say this. I was so unexpected. Like, I haven't watched the interview in years, but we had a DM conversation. He made it seem like he didn't know who I was at all. I'm like, we literally kind of have been talking about having this outwardly conversation. I was trying to be very demure and as respectful as possible to his platform because I can't turn up, but I didn't want to do that because I knew it was his platform and I can't edit anything. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me just present very poised. But the thing that I think I will always disagree with him the most on is just like, I would tell a woman to be single and spiritually well-being and thriving in life than to just have a man and say you have a man. Mm-hmm. I'm not the person that like, I'm going to give you advice. And guess what? I think that it's advice that could go one or two ways. Either A, your guy is going to rise to the occasion, or he's not. But are you ready for that? I'm not the person to say, do anything that you can to keep a man. That's just not what I would give. And I think that's
When did he say that?
We putting words in his mouth now.
When did he say just do anything to keep a man, be miserable, just whatever?
That's that
When did
bad
he
faith.
say that?
That's another thing that he said. Like, you keep talking and you trying to diss him, but all the while proving him right. Y'all dating bad faith. Oh, I don't. You're gonna be sad just to have a man. That's not what he was saying. Like, y'all always
He
come
was
in with
telling,
that.
but he was telling women to to get with the man, like that man that you meet in college or younger and things like that.
Yeah.
Get with him.
When
Get with
it was timing, right?
Get with the average brother. And build what he said, the IKEA marriage and
right.
things like that.
Right.
Like he was saying
Exactly.
stuff like that. All these high values, these figures that you were talking about, like these modern women is talking about, you don't qualify.
And
You'll have better success with an average dude. Like, what the heck is she talking about?
And again, if you're trying to latch on to somebody who's broke off and already established and got money, you're going to get treated a certain kind of way because you came in late. You didn't build anything. You don't have any equity in it. So he's not going to play your little games and you got to show up for me. And that's not going to work with him. That he was trying to tell you all of this, that you seem to at some point come to find out 6 years later. Like, come on, sister. Like, y'all still dragging this brother and still haven't grasped what he's telling you, but repeating and perpetuating everything that he was saying. I guess it's amazing. That's why he's still undefeated, y'all. Let us continue.
Sometimes that's more dangerous because there's women who live by that motto who are not happy. I 1000% support marriages. I 1000% support relationships. This is why I have a dating app, but I support healthy relationships. And I would tell a person to be healthy single than to be toxic in a relationship.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know, is there any of Kevin's, because you guys were considered like, nemesis and enemy or whatever the case is. But is there any of his philosophies that you found yourself agreeing with?
Yeah. I think even when I went on his show, I said there were things that I agree with. The one thing I agree with the most is I think that a lot of women have not dealt with a lot of men with money. And when I was watching the show, I was like, you guys keep putting the money at the top of the list. Men with money at times can be the worst. They could be so disrespectful. Like, I'm like, y'all not really about that life that you think you are. Like that's a life. Like, he will show up with another girl that he is talking to and thinking there ain't nothing wrong with it. And you're like, I'm about to go to jail because what the hell?
Yep.
It's so the biggest thing I wanted to kind of dispel was y'all just think he has money. This man is great. It doesn't always work that way. And then what I also did agree with is, yes, there are women who have delusional requests and have fairy tale requests. And that is true. Like, I would definitely give him that. Yeah. And may he rest in peace. Like, I don't want to say anything negative about him. I didn't agree with everything, but may he rest in peace. Yeah.
So what?
Okay. So the year of our Lord 2026, she has said that she's not going to talk about Kevin Samuels anymore. So let us hold her accountable. We shall not hear her speak Kevin Samuels' name going forth into eternity. Right. So,
yeah, she tried to act like she never knew him. Then they tried to act like they were cool and they had a rapport. This one trying to act like they were some kind of peer and went back and forth. Like, and now you just denouncing him. Okay, we burying him in general. Okay, you should keep his name out. Yeah, I mean they are his logo. They are the logo for what he was saying. Somebody put buy the dog and die alone. There you go.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table?
And it's not a question I'm even asking you. What do you do with the people who have that kind of mentality? The 50-50 conversation.
Okay. Okay, so let me
Let's talk about the 50-50 conversation.
Okay, 50-50
What's your
conversation.
take on that?
I think that most relationships are 50-50. I think there's a lot of 50-50 relationships. There's not a lot of people where, especially in our economy right now.
Yeah,
our economy right now. And then I talk about this a lot. A lot of my friends are married, and I've witnessed how like the finances can change from husband to wife multiple times. You know, it's a partnership. Now, there are some men who are extreme.
Can we stop saying partnership? Why is I'm angry?
Because
I don't know why I'm angry.
These two, it's canard. That's why we're angry. That goddamn canard. I love you. I love you, brother. You my man. I need to see you in these comments, King. I need to see you. You did this. You did this.
I am so tired of partnership. It ain't no partnership, dude. If we are going into business together, that is a business partnership. If we, we play Call of Duty and we play Battlefield. So when we out there doing duos, we are in a partnership. You are my duo partner.
Right. Other than that, I'm your cover. I'm your shield. God damn it. I'm keeping you safe.
This is not we in partnership, because it seemed like we going hand in hand. Let's jump. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, when it's like, so also when I visualize partnership, it's just like nobody makes decisions.
Leadership. We need some kind of leadership. Hierarchy is a good thing. Everybody in the household is not partners. The damn kids ain't our partners and peers. We lead, and down. God, man, woman, child. There's a pecking order. Like, I'm not saying, y'all know what I mean. This partner, everybody's equal. That partner comes from the alternative lifestyle folk. They were life partners and see, we mixing and blending. And the way these two hoochies just looked at each other, they might have did a little mixing and blending after this podcast. Because ain't neither one of them good to keep no man. They both probably do a little.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of the partnership conversation. Like, again, I've said this before. If a chick is talking about partnership, she's a feminist. Run away. You're not going to have a marriage with that lady. You're not going to have a successful, happy marriage at all.
Right.
She's a feminist. She's a raging feminist. Stay away. You want to know how you find out if she's a feminist? Partnership comes out of her mouth.
Right. And we can't ask these types what they bring to the table. You can't ask a 304 what she bring to a wife table, and you can't ask a boss chick what she bring to a wife table. Those are three different categories of women, and we need to learn how to slot them. Let us continue.
Extremely well off and can do it. But I feel like this. Here's the deal. This is what I've learned. Because I've had some great quality men call my show and are providers. But here it is. I'm providing under my budget. My budget is $70K. I got this house in Tennessee. We're going to have a good life. We're not going on vacation 10 times out the year. We're not going, like, I had this one guy, he was like, he didn't want no girl that did brunches, child. I said, she can't go to brunch, child. He didn't want to go to brunch. But there's some men that are willing to be providers, but some women are just too expensive for them to provide for. So I feel as though, like, I've always, and this again, going back to my personal self, I was never looking for a man to provide anything for me. I was always looking for, how can I create the income to provide the lifestyle that I want to live? That was just Kendra's motto. So, and because of that, I know how hard I work, right? And I'll flip it if I was a guy. I'll be damned if you think because you cute that you get to move up in my penthouse apartment. But let me tell you, I go through this because I was in a relationship when I broke up. It was like these men were like, it was like about 3 men was waiting like for my relationship to end. And I dated, I was dating, I date. And the one thing I noticed is these were men that felt like, I'm going to let you have me, because they were attractive, but they felt like they were the prize. And I'm like, oh,
wait a minute, y'all. Do y'all hear a contradiction? Do y'all hear a contradiction? I heard it. So let's go back. Let's go back over what she just said. She said, I was in a relationship and they were waiting for me to break up the relationship. It was like 3 months. And they kind of felt like, that I get to have them because they were attractive. What attractive man is just sitting around waiting on Kendra Goro? Y'all hear that? That's the contradiction right there, in case y'all didn't get it. What attractive man is just sitting around waiting? She said that he thought he was the. She said that he thought he was the prize. So if he thought he was a prize, that means that he probably had money and he was attractive. She just acknowledged that. So why is he waiting around for you to get out of a relationship? He got options. He's waiting on you. I don't believe that. And 3 men, not one, but 3 men was just sitting around waiting for you. What y'all think about that? Do y'all think that's true? Let us know.
I don't know. I think it might be because she's experiencing what men of means experience. You got a lot of hanger-ons that think you stupid and you get claiming, I make all this money and I got this big bag. Yeah, they trying to hustle and scam you. She think that they actually, I don't know, she might think that that makes her desirable because you got somebody who stick it to your stupid ass for a couple dollars. Like, nah, that doesn't equate. She said something else stupid, but then she said something else stupid that distracted me. But let us continue.
You need to be one of those other girls because I'm never gonna treat you like the prize. Like I'm never gonna be like, oh, I have a tall, dark, handsome man, and I should just be no. So you should go. But it was almost like, and I'm just gonna be honest, I felt like they were trying to cash out. Like, okay, you living good.
So wait, they were like gigolos?
Yeah, I don't want to say gigolos. No, not gigolos because I wouldn't pay them.
So they were.
Wait, I got it. Let me hold on, Queen. I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say. She took Melyssa for a dumbass. Just reminded me what I wanted to say. Kendra, before that, she said, "Oh, these women are too expensive." What kind of woman? Her barometer is how expensive she is. What type of woman is that? You tell me. Y'all put it in the comments. Her barometer is how expensive she is. That's hoes. Those are hoes. Those are purchasable hoes. Like, look, go ahead, man. Let's continue. Whole shit. She's
not
selling
even sugar mama because I'm not paying I wouldn't pay nobody's bills. It's kind of like this. When there's a real pretty girl, she's looking for the guy that has the most money to date. So it's like there's guys, I don't know why men don't act like this doesn't exist, but there's plenty of men that try to find wealthy girls to be with and attach themselves to. And every man I ever dated, that was never the case. They had their own money, but I learned in this single season, I had to cook.
I think you're right, babe. So these are bums that may have looked good and they saw she had a little money and then they're waiting for her to get out of a relationship.
I'm a man and I'm speaking just as a consensus. And this is just something for women. Like when y'all get to this stage in your life and you're jaded and you don't have a lot to offer a man to a certain extent. You're not gonna have no babies with him. You're not gonna do anything else. And then you talking about you got money, like that's the only attraction that somebody would really have to Kendra. Like I don't think men find her that attractive. I really don't. Melyssa Ford was a lot more attractive in 2002 before I started to hear her speak. Yeah, in 2002, I was the biggest Melyssa Ford fan. She was great. I thought she was one of the hottest things smoking. In 2002, yeah, on the front of the King mag and all that. Yeah, I used to read them at my post when I was at work. Going through, just listening. Yeah, it was great to read, but when you hear it, it doesn't sound like anything. Now you add 25 years to that, jaded, and they done took her through there and all this, like they don't have much else to offer. Like if she didn't have any money, she wouldn't get no action. She's not all that. Like, not all that. I'm not saying that she's ugly or something like that, but they're a lot younger, pretty, I guess, in her words, less expensive. Like if you're gonna go that, if I'm spending money, I'm gonna go with the younger, the new model, the fresh model. But if I'm trying to trick, that's what older men, we've said this on the show before, it's gotta be for some kind of purposes like that. Younger men and older women, is somebody's doing some tricking, or he trying to get him some J's, You know, them gammas came out around this time. You know, yeah, you gonna go with Miss Lucille and all that. Yeah, she's that. Like, this is what you turn into. You got all this coin and all that. That's what men, the men think of her. Oh, she got a little bag and she's stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna catch her on the rebound somewhere when single season is over or whatever, and fleece her out a couple dollars like that African did. And this is the first time I think she's even spoke a glimpse about the African. Where is the podcast about the African? I'll be tuned in, popcorn. I'll give you a like, a subscribe, all that. I want to hear about the African. I'm tired of hearing the same old tale of Kendra G. I want to know about this African.
I'll share this one guy because I'm very clear that I'm dating now. So and I love that nobody knows, because actually you could date in private. You just gotta post nothing. Yeah,
date in private.
like I didn't realize how easy it was. Just when you're having dinner, you just
Another
don't put it on IG.
Yeah,
like
keep it
so
put your phones away. Nobody has to know.
People have no clue who I'm dating.
Just letting you know that the paparazzi is
Didn't
usually
on the other
called on those
podcast,
times
she
where you
said
see celebrities
Instagram
out
worthy.
dating.
And that's the bar and all of that. Didn't she say that? 2 podcasts with that other idiot, with her best idiot, the other one? I don't even remember the girl name. Whatever the hell the girl name is. It's not even Instagram worthy. But now it's in private. It's in secret. You ain't dating shit. Let us continue.
Yeah,
got called.
Yeah, so I learned that it's very easy. But going back to like when I started dating after my breakup, there was one guy, and I was very adamant that I would not, like, I'm not posting. I need to have something private, right? And I remember he said to me, he was like, "But what if we had like a YouTube channel together and we might?" I was like, "You're crazy." A YouTube? I'm like, no diss to anybody that has like reality relationships. I'm not doing that, because that's too many people in your business, too many opinions, too many, voices. And when you got 2 million people giving you an opinion on your relationship, that's never good.
It's a recipe for disaster.
So as a 50-50, I think that maybe it's the way that it's presented, but I think the question is, okay, I'll answer it from 2 ways, right? From a guy's perspective, and I say this to women though, and I say this before you have kids. So if you are a woman and you want to have kids and you feel like, if I have kids, I'm not working because I have these kids, get that deal before you have the kids. Like, get that deal before you have the kids. Get that deal before you give, you have the wedding. Let it be known that, okay, this is how I feel. If I'm going to be the person bringing our children in, I'm not going to work and you're going to have to pay all the bills, right? And that's fair if your husband agrees to it. And there's absolutely men that agree with it. I know plenty of men who have no problem, like, being the provider for their family, their wife, and the wife doesn't have to work. Everything is like
a hostage situation.
What happens is,
with these hoochies, man,
when you did that, and now you come with 3 kids, right? And you want the new guy to say, and you say to him, "I'm not paying any bills because that's a man's job." To me, that's unfair, because we're talking just math. Can he afford to feed you and 3 other people? Can he afford the living confinement that would have to?
So we're going to pick up the conversation in part 2. Meet us in the second video.